Hey guys, dear Yoongi here and welcome back to my channel. I just want to start off by saying thank you so much for all the support on my channel recently. I appreciate it so much and unfortunately don't always have time to respond to every comment, but I promise that I read them all and try to respond where I can. Okay, so for today's video I wanted to talk about things in K-pop that I actually forgot about. I have been a K-pop stan for 7 years now and there are a lot of aspects of my life as a fan which don't exist so much now, so I thought this would be a fun trip down memory lane, especially for newer fans who may have never seen these things before. I don't think I really need to go over my disclaimers today because I don't think anything I'm going to mention will really offend anybody, but if so please remember as always that I do not intend to send any hate to any artist or individual in this or any of my other videos. Sorry, enough rambling, now let's get started. Number 1. Arirang Pop's in Seoul Secret Box.
저는 이게 딱 보자마자 딱 처음으로 보였고
When researching for this video, I had this saved in my planner's sticky note room because I genuinely couldn't remember which company did it and what it was called, but that's pretty much what it was. Pops in Seoul used to have this mini series called New Secret Box where they would fill a small room entirely with sticky notes containing questions for idols to answer, and all your hottest faves at the time were on it, from the likes of Red Velvet and Mamamoo to VIX and BTS. I used to really like this show because the Q&A helped me learn more about groups I wanted to get into, and they actually got to pick the questions they were interested to answer themselves from the wall rather than being stuck in interviews where they get asked the same questions 5 times a day. And sometimes the sticky notes had rewards such as snacks for the idols if they found that one in a room of hundreds of same color sticky notes, which I thought was super cute. Honestly, I don't know why they stopped making this show. Maybe it just ran its natural course and there was no longer any interest, but it's a shame to me really. I like that each member got to pick a topic they wanted to speak about and that it helped me learn names and personalities etc. a bit better. Pops in Seoul, if you're listening, please start this up again, thank you. Number 2. Idols spelling their names with their butts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea where to start with this one, guys. I really don't. I remember this being a huge thing right like when I first got into K-pop, but while editing this video I've only been able to find a few videos of idols doing this, mainly EXO back in 2013, which confuses me even more. There's no way I could have imagined this whole thing, because I specifically remember there being an era where idols could barely go anywhere, especially on things like radio shows, without being asked to write their name in the air with their butts, and I have no idea why or where this came from, and now I'm screaming at the fact I can barely find any evidence, lol. So if you've been into K-pop for a hot minute like myself, please tell me in the comments down below you remember this. Number 3. Dingo Tipsy Lives. Now this one is actually one of the more recent ones in the sense that I think the last one they did was actually like 2 years ago, but I forgot all about them and how much I used to love them until recently. Dingo Tipsy Lives were what happened when you give an idol groups of legal age bottles of soju in a restaurant, let them have fun and get a little bit tipsy, and then ask them to perform one of their songs. I really liked that Dingo used to do this because it allowed us to see the fun side of idol groups in a more social and realistic setting, because of course they are adults. It's no shocker that they may enjoy an alcoholic drink. I do understand that these may have been controversial, but I never really saw any complaints in the comments as far as I can remember, so I must admit that I do miss them. I did notice when editing this video however that a few of the videos in Dingo's Tipsy Live playlist have been privated, so the curious part of me does wonder whose they were and why they have had to ultimately private them. Perhaps something to do with their company, but that's just me being nosy. Number 4. The Immigration.
The main vocalist of Halo, right?
Yes.
Sing for us?
For you?
For Sarah, Sarah.
Not my style.
The Immigration was a variety-style show set at an airport security where groups planning to appear at KCON would feature and compete in a bunch of challenges, all while speaking English by the way and sticking to the airport theme. As far as I'm aware, this show didn't run for all that long and seemed to be quite popular amongst viewing audiences. The episodes were only like 10 minutes long, and as I mentioned the goal was for the idols to speak in English, so the show was super accessible to a wider viewing audience, which was great because it gave rookie and or underrated groups a bit of a fun platform to show showcase themselves to a potential new and wide audiences. Groups that featured on the show included the likes of SF9, Pentagon, Victon and VAV in their earlier days, and the idols always seemed to enjoy themselves there. What I especially liked was how they managed to have the idols showcase things like their special skills while phrasing it as if they're like airport questions at immigration, to show off their abilities while still sticking to theme. As much as I liked this show, I do think it was a product of its time, and it made perfect sense that it was set in an airport because it featured groups who were planning to travel for KCON. So as much as I enjoyed the concept, I don't think I'd bring it back as a regular thing unless it was for around the time of year where there is a KCON happening somewhere, if that made sense. Number 5. Kiyomi. For those who weren't around at the time where this song was circling the media, Kiyomi was a song released in 2013 by Korean soloist Harry, which went viral in not just Korea but around Asia. The title Kiyomi basically means a cute person in Korean slang, and there was a specific dance to the chorus that seemed to really take off in the K-pop world. What I didn't actually know until I started research for this video, which I just have to include because I was shook and want everybody to know, lol, Ilhoon from B2B actually came up with the hang dance moves for Kiyomi, and these were shown in their 2012 MTV Diary, and this is where the inspiration for Harry's 2013 release came from, thus birthing a viral craze, with idols absolutely everywhere doing their own version. In fact, I'm willing to assume that there will still be people doing this now, but because there have been various viral dance song trends since, I must admit I forgot about this one, when in actuality Kiyomi was one of the OG viral trends when I got into K-pop. Number 6. Wonder K's Ask in a Box.
Ask in a box.
Again, I think this may be another one that ended a bit more recently, with I think the most recent one being around 2 years ago now, if I'm not mistaken. But I've decided to include it in the video as it is something I associate more with my early days as a K-pop stan, which I completely forgot about because I hadn't watched them for so long. Ask in a Box was one of Wonder K's originals on their YouTube channel, where they would have idol groups and ask them questions from their Facebook page. But the thing that made this a little bit different was that there would be a camera put on every individual member, so they were yes in a box, but a virtual one on your screen. They didn't literally put them in boxes in real life, lol. I thought this concept was really smart because it allowed every individual member of a group their chance to shine, which of course may not always be easy for larger groups, but they really did have groups like Twice and Seventeen out here with as many members as they do, all having their own personal camera shot. It was nice to see all the members' reactions to the questions and answers when they weren't even speaking in a more unique one-on-one kind of way, if that makes sense. Number 7. The Pepero Game.
자, 레이와 세현 씨가 먼저 할게요.
Or also known as the Pocky Game, depending on where you're from and which snack was more popular. I feel like most people may know what this is, but I'll quickly summarize just in case. The Pepero Game is when two people start by biting at either end of a Pepero stick, which is like a biscuit coated in chocolate. The two of them keep biting and biting until they reach the middle, and the aim is to leave as little of the treat left as possible. This became a huge deal in K-pop, with most groups everywhere taking part in this game, and of course leading to some very interesting scenarios, lol. Not gonna lie guys, I'm actually a little bit surprised that this became a thing in the K-pop world. The Pepero Game. Let's cut to the chase. It almost always ended in the pair playing looking like they are about to kiss, and with Korea itself still being quite conservative about same-sex relations and every group taking part being same-sex, I'm sort of surprised it was allowed, but at the same time I completely understand the point of fan service, and this very much could be considered as that. So hey, maybe I'm not that surprised in fairness. Okay guys, and that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Oh, and let me know in the comments if any of these are things you forgot about too, or maybe if you're seeing them for the first time. And if you can think of any old K-pop things people may have forgotten about too, I'd love to hear them. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. It would mean so much to me, and I will see you next time. I'm going to try to start uploading more frequently, which is super exciting for me, so I'll hopefully see you at the next one. Bye guys.